From the Pep Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. Donald Trump's vice presidential pick, Senator Vance, has blamed transgender inclusion for America's declining schools. Ahead of the Ohio senators' highly anticipated debate with Democratic vice presidential nominee Tim Walz on Tuesday, Vance test drove his trans line of attack on Saturday on stage with Lance Wallnau, a notorious anti-LGBTQ plus hate pastor currently on a stealth Trump campaign revival tour. Creeping socialism and 87 different genders are poisoning in the minds of our kids, Vance claimed in a trademark ramble in answer to a question from Wallnau, a Christian nationalist conspiracy theorist. First of all, Vance said, the American education system used to be the envy of the world, rich or poor alike. We believe in this country that every person deserves a quality education. Well, now we've got American children who can't add 5 plus 5, but they can tell you that there are 87 different genders, the one-time venture capitalist claimed, and I think both of those things are related. According to Vance, American schools funded by taxpayer dollars are now akin to communist re-education camps, brainwashing our children with radical ideas. The picture paints teachers like Walz, a former coach and social studies teacher in Minnesota public schools, as radical purveyors of godless socialist ideology and a threat to America's Christian heritage. Trump and Project 2025, the authoritarian blueprint for a second Trump presidency, drafted by the right-wing Heritage Foundation, advocate dismantling the Department of Education. The former president declared in February, quote, "We will force schools to adopt school prayer," which Project 2025 also suggests. In other election news, the Morning Call is reporting that, with Election Day just a few weeks away, longtime church members Lucky Hartunian and Janie sat outside the Revival Christian Fellowship Sanctuary in Menifee, California, inviting congregants to register to vote. The women urged those streaming into the Evangelical Church's Saturday morning civic engagement event to make their voices heard as Christians. After mail-in ballots go out statewide, Booth and Hartunian will be among church volunteers collecting completed sealed ballots and dropping them off at the county office the next day. It's a practice known as ballot gathering or ballot harvesting that's been a source of national controversy over the years. Booth said her task is a big responsibility, but she's not nervous. A lot of people don't trust the mail, she said, so I feel honored and privileged to do this. I'm doing this for my kids and grandkids. Conservative voters who have been skeptical of mail voting and ballot gathering, a strategy often used by Democrats, are now warming up to it. Evangelical Christians, in particular, are embracing it this year. Leading conservative figures, Charlie Kirk and Republican National Committee co-chair Laura Trump, have called on Christians and conservatives to collect ballots. Megachurches like Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills in Southern California are leading the charge, urging even training congregations to collect ballots. They praise it as a valuable tool to raise voter turnout and elect candidates who align with their views on issues such as abortion, transgender rights, and immigration. Conservative Christian pro-family groups affiliated with Focus on the Family are adding state legal groups to their arsenal so they can combat old legislation they say violates their values and freedoms. Focus on the Family began creating a network of state-based family policy councils in the 1980s to promote its own legislative agenda, which includes opposition to abortion, LGBTQ plus rights, vaccine mandates, and critical race theory, as well as support for what it calls parental rights. Today, the network has 41 affiliates in 41 states. Here in Pennsylvania, they have the Pennsylvania Family Institute, founded in 1989, which launched the Independence Law Center in 2006. There's an ever-growing need to challenge what is happening in our culture through litigation in the judicial branch, said Victoria Cobb, president of Virginia's Family Foundation. People realize that every day more and more Americans are losing their constitutional rights at the hands of the secular left. When there are bad laws, there are plaintiffs, said Cobb, who says the Family Foundation's combined legal and legislative power helps the group prevail in both the court of public opinion and the courtroom. And I got to tell you, that's enough news for this hour. Let's get back to more music here on Pep Radio.